What is up, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the markets closed the week very strongly today. S&P 500 went up 0.5%. The Dow Jones went up 0.1%. The Nasdaq 100 went up 0.5%. And the Russell 2000 also went up 0.2% on the day. And today we're going to be talking more about the markets, breaking down some technicals, going over 7 stocks to buy now. And I also want to share with you guys what stocks I own right now and in general where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure to go down below, get into the Strive Smart Discord chat, the Facebook group, get 2 stocks from WeBull and $30 from M1 Finance. All of those are free and linked right down below. And check out the Patreon if you guys are interested in buy and sell alerts, call outs, morning update videos, a bunch of exclusive content that is also linked right down below in the description box. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. And boy, oh boy, despite the markets being overbought, we hit yet again another all-time high today. S&P 500 went up again, like I said, 0.5%, 18 points. And this last hour of the session, power hour, and a little bit before that, 2:30 p.m. here on the East Coast, the markets absolutely ripped. I mean, the S&P went from 29, 18, 17, 15, all the way up to 29. I said 29, guys. I meant 39.15, all the way up to 39.37, which was that all-time high. And I was on the channel here saying these past couple of days the market's overbought, but don't be surprised if they rip up higher. And what do you know? They did exactly that. And judging on the 4-hour chart, we're actually a lot closer now to that resistance of this channel, getting us even more overbought. So next week is going to really be an interesting week. I mean, do we rip up higher, go 39.50, 4,000 plus? I mean, that would be nuts. Or do we end up maybe consolidating a bit? Another thing that could happen, guys, is we might not get a ridiculous pullback. I mean, I hope we do. That would be nice. We might not get it, though. But what we might get is some consolidation. Who's to say that it doesn't drop down to, let's say, 38.80, back up to 3900, back up to 39.25, and it just hovers there for a week or two before then maybe ripping up higher or then going down, dropping off even further. Anything could really happen here. But as of now, with today's session, we're at an all-time high. It's going up even more. Bulls are still leading the market with a head of steam, and it doesn't look like it wants to stop. And I'd love to know what you guys have to think down below in the comments. And me, you guys know I have open positions, and I'm being a bit careful. I have some cash on the sidelines because when the markets do pull back, and trust me, they will, I'm going to be ready. I'm not going to be the guy or the gal that doesn't have any cash ready. I'm going to be ready, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I think it would be wise for you guys to also have some cash set aside. So for me, I didn't do anything new in the markets today, but I am still holding on to a bunch of positions. Let's quickly run through these. Tesla, I'm in this one at $809.25. It is down a little bit, or actually no, last time I checked it was down, but now it ripped up above 815, so I'm actually up on this position. So I'm holding on to this heading into the weekend, and I think overall this could be 850 plus, 860, 70 plus at some point next week or the week after. And this is one that I'm looking to swing trade. And by the way, all of the real-time buy and sell alerts are on Patreon, and this is one that we called out yesterday on Patreon. So I'm still in Tesla here. Rocket is another one that I'm still in. I'm down a little bit on this position, but it's okay. This is one of my longer term swings. I'm in this one at $20.95. Tattooed Chef is another one that I'm also still in. It's been struggling, guys, these past couple of weeks. It's down 1.7% today. I'm in at about $24.10. I'm down a little bit on my position, but I still see the inverse head and shoulder like we called out on Patreon. I think it's still intact here. as long as it doesn't break under, let's say, $23. So we'll see next week. If this ends up, let me show you guys here with a brand new oval. If this ends up holding this right shoulder here, we could end up making a move in this inverse head and shoulder pattern into the 25, 26, 27 level, which is kind of what I'm holding out for right now on Tattooed Chef. Neo is another one that I'm still in. This went down today. It closed a little bit under $60. And overall, I'm in this one. What's my average cost, guys? At about, 56-ish, right around there. And you can see here, we broke out of $59.60 this week. We actually went up to $64. We got rejected at that resistance from back in the end of January. And now we pulled back down, and we're actually holding the 50 SMA heading into this weekend on the 4-hour chart, which is a good sign. If we could hold above 60 next week, I could easily see Neo ripping back up into the mid-60s. And by the way, before I forget to mention this, Monday the markets are closed, so be mindful of that. We don't have a long trading week next week. We actually have a short 4-day trading week next week. But anyway, I'm in Neo, Tattoo Chef, Rocket, Tesla, Workhorse. I'm also still in this one with a small position. This went down today 4%, and I'm not surprised. It got a bit overheated. And I was talking to somebody on Patreon via DM. We were talking about how I think Workhorse is heading more towards the low 30 level. I could see it get to 32, maybe 30, heck, maybe even 28, close to this resistance from pretty much all of 2020, and right around this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, right around $28-30. So that's kind of where I'm watching Workhorse. If it gets there, I might add more to my position. And SLV is one that I'm also in. And by the way, guys, I actually just bought some gold before filming this video. I actually bought 2 little 1/4 ounce maple leafs. And yeah, I'm not a gold bug. I'm not one of these crazy doomsdayers, but I do like gold. I do like silver. I like having precious metals in my portfolio. I like having exposure there. And yeah, I'm in SLV at about what's my average? I've been buying this one. I'm in at about 23.75 roughly. And we're at a big resistance right now at about 25.50. I think if we break this, we're going to be going straight to $27 next week. So I'm long SLV, and again, I bought some gold. I've been buying gold for the past year. The coins, I really like buying those coins and stacking them up and collecting them. I have some Canadian maples. I have some, American Eagles. Those are my 2 favorites at this point. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you own gold, silver? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. I'm not a doomsdayer again, but I like having exposure there with the inflation coming, with the money printing. I think it's smart. And right now, guys, I look at gold more as a savings account. It's not something that I'm going to get rich on. I just want to put it in there and preserve my purchasing power and, hold it for the next couple of years and maybe convert it to cash down the line. We'll see what goes down. But as of now, I'm holding my gold for the long term. No doubt about it. It's not a short-term trade for me. And SLV on the flip side, this is a short-term, a shorter 3, 6, 9 month type of trade. And again, gold is more of, a 3 to 5 plus year outlook type of hold. So that's what I'm doing. And on top of that, almost forgot SBE. Got to show some love to SBE. It went up 2.2% today. It held the bottom of this wedge. This is very good stuff. So let's see next week if it could fill up to 40, 41 and ultimately break out of that. So that's what I'm currently holding, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you are holding, what stocks, ETFs, silver, gold, whatever. What are you buying or selling? Let me know right down below there in the comments. And don't forget, if you want real-time buy and sell alerts, what I'm doing throughout the day, check out that Patreon linked right down below in the description box. So I have about 7, 8, 9 stocks here that I do want to go over that I think are pretty attractive. Some we actually called out earlier in this week, and we'll talk about those here a little bit later on. And the first one is DocuSign, ticker symbol DOCU. CU. And this is a pretty awesome looking ascending triangle, right? We can see a clear resistance at 255, and we actually called this out on the YouTube channel a couple videos ago. So make sure to subscribe and keep up with this daily content, guys, because we call stocks out like this all the time. You know, DocuSign, big resistance at 255. We got hit there pretty much 6-7 times ever since the middle of October. You can see it here once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And now we're finally peaking out of it. In fact, today we went up almost 3%. We broke 255. We broke above, 260. And now we're pretty much one resistance away from completely breaking out. And that is about 265, right? 265, we struggled there. We actually triple topped there back in the middle towards the end of January. So I think this is DocuSign, that is. This is a buy the breakout type of stock. I think if it could take out 265, we could see some short-term momentum, take it to 270, 275, maybe 280. So, yeah, I like this one. There is some momentum for sure heading into next week as we are breaking out of this ascending triangle. And stock number 2 here, which we covered 2 days ago in my 3 oversold stocks to buy video. If you didn't catch that, go check it out. I'll link it down below. And in fact, I actually made a 5 overbought stocks not to buy right now, to stay away from, and I'll also link that down below. I actually made that video earlier today. Go check it out if you guys want to. I'll link both of those down below. And this stock is FedEx, ticker symbol FDX. This stock, no doubt about it, is one of the more beaten down in the past 2-3 months compared to a lot of stocks, most stocks out there that have been hitting all-time high after all-time high in the past couple of months. And FedEx has gone from 305 to about 235. It dropped well over 20%, 25%. So it was in a bear market. And I told you guys, look, we see a big resistance at 260, and now that I'm looking at it again, would you take a look at that? That is an inverse head and shoulder, so we're forming an inverse head and shoulder, and we have been forming this for the past couple of weeks, right around 260, and 260 is the breaking point, and now clearly we are breaking that. We went up 3.5% today. We closed at 263. And take a look. Again, the inverse head and shoulder. Left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder right here. And we took 260 out. This means that the right shoulder is starting to complete. It wants to complete. And where would it complete, you may ask? Probably around 290, 285, 290, maybe even above there. So that gives FedEx a ton of upside of 8, 9, 10%. This might even be a call option play. I don't really trade call options too much, but this might be one that I'm going to look into to buy some calls maybe a couple months out, give it some time there, because you guys know options deal a lot with time. There's short-term options, longer-term options. And for this one, I'd probably do one dated out a couple of months just to give it some time, just so I can have some time on my side. And yeah, this is breaking out, guys, from 260 to 280, 275, 290. Watch out for FedEx. I really like it. CIIC is another one that is finally starting to show some upside potential. This is in a classic wedge, lower highs, higher lows, squeezing deeper and deeper into the wedge. And today it went up 4.3% on a day where the markets in general, S&P, went up 0.5%. So this outperformed today, and it saw a nice pop out of the wedge. And are we completely breaking out of the wedge quite yet? No, we're not quite yet there, but I think next week is the moment of truth. I think if we could take out, let's say $30. I mean, notice $30 was of resistance this week and last week. We got hit there multiple times, once, 2, 3, 4 times. So I think if we gap up again on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, one of those days, we break $30, then finally CIIC could see an explosion. I'm thinking mid-30s is, one of the higher end targets. 37, which is the all-time high, is probably the upper end target. And even under that, we could maybe get to, 32, 32.33, 32.50. These are a couple of targets I'm looking at. So CIIC is one for sure you must keep on the watch list. Disney is another one, guys, that is pulling back. They had great earnings yesterday. The stock went down 2%. About 1.7%. Let's not exaggerate it, guys. Let's not do that. But still, it went down today. It is down $10 from the peak, down about 5%. And I would be a buyer of Disney as a swing trade if it went down just a tad bit more. If it drops down maybe $5 more, maybe $6 more, close to that 180, maybe even 175 level, I think that could be a nice place to pick up shares. And you just got to be patient. You must be patient with this. It's selling off and it's setting up for an opportunity, and we have to do our best to not bite in too early. Again, maybe if we get in here, it could drop a little bit more. So patience is key here on Disney, but overall, I'm loving it. And Bionano Genomics, guys, oh man, this thing erupted today. It went up 17%. It broke out of this wedge that we called out on Patreon. It went up from $12 all the way to almost the mid-14s. Unbelievable, guys. And at this point, would I be chasing this? Probably not. I think there could be another leg up, maybe to 15, 16 plus. But if it gets that overbought, I'd just be waiting for a pullback, because look, each time we've seen a huge leg up, it's consolidated a bit. It's gotten itself in many wedges before, that proceeded with a breakout after, getting into the wedges. So at this point, I would wait for some consolidation. If it pulls back a bit, maybe we can get a play there. And really, I wouldn't be chasing it here, but if you guys did get in on the call out from Patreon, man, you're crushing it. And another one we called out this morning, actually two we talked about this morning on Patreon in our morning briefing videos. One of them was Quantum, right? This one, QS. This is actually QuantumScape. This company is trying to build the future of batteries, right? And we saw some pre-market activity today that we talked about this morning. It was up 10%. Take a look. We saw a big gap up. It went from $45. It closed at that price yesterday, and it went up to about $49, $50 pre-market. And I told you all, it could go even up more. It could go up even more, because this is the type of stock that could run 20% in a day. And I was right. It took out that 50 level of resistance we were also talking about this morning. And I said if that were to happen, it was likely going to run, and oh boy, did it run. It went from 50 to 56, and I think there could be some more upside. I think it could end up getting closer to 60, maybe even higher if it breaks this 180 SMA right around $60 here on the 4-hour chart. So QuantumScape, absolutely awesome move there. And CCIV was another one we called out this morning. This one went up 26% on the day, and it hit $42 after market hours. Now it's trading at about $39. This stock went completely bananas. And the reason why it gapped up, pre-market today is because we saw yesterday on the Bloomberg terminal, there was a message that said a consortium led by Venrock Associates proposed to sell Lucid Motors to Churchill Capital Corp. IV. The transaction was proposed on 1/11/2021, and this seems to indicate that a group of shareholders are looking to sell their equity in Lucid Motors, and this seems to indicate that a deal could be announced soon. So we got that news, and now it's ripping up even higher, even after that gap up from pre-market. And I was reading that they're actually making a second SPAC. It was called Churchill Capital Corp. What was it? VI. So that's pretty interesting. We have to look deeper into that. But yeah, the hype around Lucid, Churchill is real, and that's why we're seeing this crazy move here. And I got some, comments earlier about RMO, this was on Patreon and here on the YouTube channel. And by the way, if you guys want me to cover any stock on Sunday, I make a video every Sunday going over, the game plan for the upcoming week. And even though the markets close on Monday, I'm still going to make the video on Sunday. And if you guys want me to talk about any specific stocks, shoot me a comment on this YouTube video right now. Drop a comment and let me know what stock you want me to talk about. But RMO, it looks like the bears are winning on this thing. I mean, the descending triangle, first and foremost, take a look at this. The descending triangle played out, right? You guys can see that here on the 90-day chart. The descending triangle played out. You can see big big support at 1830, 1850, and we were downtrending into that support, and we ultimately took the support out. We broke under it, meaning the descending triangle played out. And if you guys remember on the YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, we were talking about how there was a head and shoulder on RMO, and it played out as well. Look, neckline at about 24.30, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and now that we broke the descending triangle on the bottom side, the right shoulder is it's not completed quite yet, but it's almost there. I think it could get down to maybe $13.50 at the lowest, maybe $14. So I would be careful with this. This is not the best chart to go long on, and we just have to wait and see until the technicals look better to then go long on it. So that's it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go down below, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments how you guys did this week in the stock market. I would love to know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Get your 2 free stocks from WeBull, valued up to $1,600, and your $30 from M1 Finance. All of those are free, linked right down below. And you could also get buy and sell alerts, exclusive content, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the trading day if you want to, and that is on Patreon. That is also linked right down below. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, have a great weekend. Keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.